How you guys doing? I'm Johnny. Welcome to episode number 2. All right. In this video, I'm going to talk about 10 effective ways to educate our children about disability. Okay, real quick. I have a hearing problem. I'm deaf in my left ear, partially in my right. When my daughter would try to get my attention, like, Dad, 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 and I didn't hear her, she started to think that I was ignoring her. And I kind of started to realize that maybe I need to sit down and have a talk with her about my disability. Because, I don't want her to think I'm really ignoring her when I'm not. I just can't hear her. You get what I'm saying? So, these are the 10 things that I did with my daughter to help her understand the disability that I have, okay? Number 1, we want our kids to understand things. So therefore, my kid, the way she learns is me being fun with it and then also me being serious with it, but not too serious. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to give them that vibe where, they possibly think they're in trouble or, anything like that. So, an example, when she was like, Dad, like, I call you all the time, you don't hear me. I call you from the other room, the end of the house. Sometimes I'll be on the couch right next to you calling you don't hear me. Well, I had to let her know I had a disability. A disability, Dad. She gives me that face. What's that? My cat. What's disability? It's, it's something that people are born with that they can't help. You know what I mean? For example, my hearing, born, can't hear in the left ear completely and partially deaf in the ear. I was born that way. You know what I mean? So she kind of starts getting it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have sarcasm in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fun. You know what I'm saying? But I let her know overall what's going on. All right, now gave them a feel of what a disability is. So now, step number 2, it's time to tell them the definition of what disability means. I had that in my description, but our kids, maybe your kid, they learn differently. They probably still wouldn't get it. So it's best to explain to them in the best way that you feel like they will understand. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you read the complete definition to them, it could overwhelm them. They can get confused. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, my daughter's 8 years old. So therefore, I had to somewhat read the definition to her. Then I had to explain it in like my own way. That always works. You know what I'm saying? Every kid learns differently. You know your child. So you know how to explain what you're trying to explain to your child so they understand you. Step number 4. I found this out. Educate your children on a matter-of-fact manner. Meaning, give an example. Like, it's easy for me to give an example because I actually have disabilities. But if you don't have a disability and you're a parent, you could say, Bob, his muscles don't move like yours move. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do have a disability, you can give them an example about your disability so they understand it. You know what I mean? It could be hypothetical, it could be real. Whatever works. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you break it down for them, they're going to catch on. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, oh, I'm starting to get the feel of it. They're going to understand it a little more. Number 5, make it clear to your children that people are born with disabilities. You know what I mean? Because I guess like the first question they're going to ask themselves is like, how do people get a disability? It's important that we let them know, some people are just born certain ways, but that does not mean you treat them differently. Because like I said, no one's perfect. Everybody has a flaw. Whether it's a disability, whether it's, it could be anything. It could be anything. Everybody has a flaw. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important for us to let them know that people are born with disabilities. And kind of let them know that, they can't help it. It's what they were born with. You know what I mean? It's really important we let them that you can be born with disabilities. You really can. It's crazy. I was born with disabilities. You know what I'm saying? You may know somebody that was born with disabilities. You know what I mean? It's important that we tell our kids that right there. Step 6, another important thing. It's important that We educate our kids on how to communicate with people with disabilities. Whether it's somebody in school, at home, you know, people with disabilities are pretty much everywhere. Like, for example, I also have a year-old. She's a little over a year. And, you know, even though she's talking a little bit, she can't really, you know, pronunciate what she's trying to say. So when she wants more, she does this. You get what I'm saying? She does that. My 8-year-old used to do that as well. You know, simple things like that, they can communicate to me. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, the baby talk, I really can't understand. I can't even understand people that talk normal, perfect English. It's just the way my hearing's set up. But hey, that's okay. You know what I mean? But it's really important to teach our kids how to communicate with somebody that has disability. If it's hearing, if the person's slow in talking, if the person slurs their words while they talk, or they can't talk at all. You know, it's really important for us to teach our kids body language. You know what I'm saying? Like body language. That's very important for our children to know how to communicate. So things don't get awkward. They don't feel out of place. You get what I'm saying? Now, step 7. We have to let our kids know that people with disabilities is common. It's very common. You know, like I said, it's not talked about like it should be. And I guess that's why I'm trying to bring more awareness. You know, it is very common for people to have disabilities. And it's crazy because some people go throughout life not realizing they have a disability, whether it's minor or if it's serious. You know what I mean? We have to let our kids know that everybody, you know, they're different. People may have disability. People may not have disability. We have to let them know it's everywhere. It's common. You know what I mean? So maybe if they come across somebody that has a disability, they will be able to communicate with them and make that person feel okay. You know, make them feel like, wow, this girl knows I have a disability and she still treats me like everyone else. She doesn't treat me like I'm weird or I'm slow or I'm dumb or I'm an idiot. She doesn't treat me anyway. She treats me like I'm normal. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you grew up with a disability, you know everything about that. Being made fun of, people talking to you like you're slow, like you're an idiot, people looking at you differently, you know, people talking to you differently. You know how that feels. You know what I'm saying? If, like me, you grew up with a disability. You know what I mean? So it's really important for us to let our kids know that people that have disabilities is common. It's common. You let them know that it's common. It opens their mind and they have awareness, you know, that they're more heedful of their surroundings. You know what I mean? So that's very important, very important. Now, step 8, it's important that we teach our kids what to do when they get in those situations. When they realize, okay, hypothetically speaking, say my daughter goes to class and she has a classmate that's really slow at talking, very slow. You know what I mean? And say like, that's her partner. Maybe the teacher assigned them to do a group project and that's her partner, and she realized he talks really, really slow. You know what I mean? We educate our kids on how, like I said, to communicate like we talked about. You know what I mean? And then when those type of situations happen, we teach them you have to be patient because they talk slower. You know what I'm saying? You have to be helpful. If you don't hear them, ask them to speak up. You know what I mean? Like do your best to be polite, be calm, and don't be pushy. You know what I mean? Take your time. You know what I mean? Take your time to understand what this person is saying. You know, that's very important that we teach our kids what to do in situations like that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like once you teach, okay, you might say, okay, well, my kid's a little young. I get it. But they're still smart. They know what's going on if you explain it to them properly in the best way that you can. They'll figure it out. And so when that situation presents itself, when you are not around, they will be confident in themselves. And more importantly, the person that has this disability will feel even better about it. They won't feel like, man, girl must think I'm dumb. And they'll look at it like, actually, I'm thankful that this. She's really nice. She's working with me. Most people aren't like this when I talk, because I talk slow. You get what I'm saying? So it's important for us to teach our kids what to do when they approach somebody with a disability. Now, this is another super important. Well, all these steps are really important, to be honest with you. But this is a very, very, very important step right here. You know, our kids, we've all made fun of somebody when we were a kid, you know. And I've been made fun of about my disability. You know what I mean? I've been bullied about it. That's why I've got into a lot of fights when I was in first to third grade, because people will say mean things and I knew how to swing. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to fight for a second, third grader, even first grader. I just knew how to fight, so I was always in trouble. We need to teach our kids not to bully people with disabilities and stand up if they see their classmate getting bullied, or at least report it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that simple. We got to let our kids know that their voice matters. You know what I'm saying? We have to let them know that being a bully is never okay. Never okay. I've always taught my daughter, self-defense, because sometimes you have to defend yourself. But I tell her, just because you know how to fight and defend yourself, you never use that to bully. Ever. There's no point of bullying somebody, especially with a disability. So it's very important for us parents. If you're a teacher, if you're not a parent, you're a teacher, or you're a kid, or you're just anybody watching this, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to stick up for people that have disabilities, because you never know, that person could remember that when they got older. You know what I mean? And you guys could become best friends. I don't know what could happen. But I'm just saying, it's very important to teach our kids not to bully people with disabilities. Very important. Now, finally, okay, you guys are rocking with me. Thank you. Finally, now we ask our children if they understand what we just explained to them. If they have any questions, you can either give them a little quiz about what you guys talked about. You know what I mean? So it stays in their head. So they remember this. You know what I'm saying? So their perception changes, because the world is full of surprises, believe it or not. You know what I mean? And as you know, it's very important for our kids to be taught at a young age how to step out into that world, because eventually they're going to be adults. You know what I mean? So I've always believed it was important to teach our kids while they're young, the best way we can. You know what I mean? Because we teach them while they're young. When a situation presents itself, they'll be prepared rather than not. We live in a crazy world, as you know, and things happen. And I feel like a lot of the reasons things happen is simply because people aren't prepared. They're not educated until it's time to get educated about that. So it's very important that we go over what we explain to our children so they understand in their own way. We tell them and explain to them step by step the best way we can, and then we kind of let them summarize it in their own way. Because when they summarize it in their own way, they get it. They understand. All right. Those are the 10 effective ways to educate our children on disabilities. Hey, that works for me. I'm not saying it could work for you. But if you don't know where to start, hopefully this video helps. Like I said, I didn't see anybody posting about this video or this topic, let alone. And so I felt like, hey, I should do a video about this. You know what I mean? Maybe a teacher, mom, dad, cousin, auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, friend of the family. Maybe this video can help you, further explain disabilities to children. You know what I mean? So that is it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please subscribe, comment, whatever. My business email is at the bottom of the description. What else? I think that's all actually. So, like I said, if you have not tuned in to my last video, please check it out. Please share this video with somebody you believe it could add value to. And until next time, remember, it's you first, your disability. If I got over my disability with confidence, you can as well. That's why I'm here to help you do that. It took years for this to happen, but I finally did it. Now, a lot of people, they don't know I have disability. They don't know I have disabilities because I have came in peace with my disability wholeheartedly, and you can too, all right? You don't have to be ashamed of it. You can let people know. I still let people know, even though I have a hearing aid, hey, I'm hard of hearing. I'm just letting you know. So that kind of, be real with your teachers. Be real. If you're at school and you're having a hard time with something and your teacher does not know you have learning disability, let her know. If you're in special ed class, do not let that shame you. Don't people, oh, he's a special ed. Don't even worry about what they're talking about. Don't. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's your life and it's also your responsibility to come up and come over your disability. All right? That's simple. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.